Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video we are going to discuss one very important concept on Airflow, and that is smart monitoring for file arrival and ETL activation with Apache Airflow's FileSensor. So what is that? Let us try to understand with one example. Okay. So suppose we are having some third-party users or partners or vendors who are sending some files to our S3 locations. Maybe that S3 location is exposed using AWS SFTP endpoint. Okay. So the users are sending different CSV files to this particular S3 landing zone. Okay. And we have to ingest this particular data to our Snowflake table, right? And now this particular copying of data or ingestion of data from S3 to Snowflake, we are performing using copy command. And that copy command we are triggering from a Talend job. Okay, maybe that Talend job is deployed as shell script, and that shell script we are running in EC2 instance or in EMR to execute that copy command. Okay, so now let's consider ideally at 4 p.m. the job of copy command gets triggered using Airflow. Okay, that is Airflow basically triggers this particular Talend job within which this copy command get executed, right? Now what we are expecting with this particular one, that before 4 p.m. all the files should be landed in this particular S3 location. Okay. Now suppose one particular user has to load 5 files, and at 4 p.m. Airflow has triggered this particular job, and maybe that time in S3 the user has uploaded only 3 files. So what will happen that time? That only those 3 files will be ingested from S3 to Snowflake. That is, complete ingestion is not happening because 2 more files the user is trying to upload. Before that only the time became 4 p.m. and the Airflow job executed. Okay. So that way when the user will upload 2 more files after the job runs, then these 2 files will not be loaded in our Snowflake table, and this makes a problem. Right? So what I mean to say that although at 4 p.m. the job starts, but here it is not checking whether the complete upload is complete or not. So can we implement a mechanism using which we can control all the files should be uploaded? If it is 4 p.m. then also it will first check that whether all the files are uploaded or not. If it is not uploaded, then it will not execute the copy command. It will wait for some time, and maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes something configurable value it will wait for all the files arrival. If the files are not arrived, it will fail the job, but it will not partially load the data. If suppose that is the requirement, then we can use the FileSensor concept. So what is that? Let us try to understand. So here the user need to upload 5 files before 4 p.m. Maybe that can be 10 files or 15 files, whatever. We don't know. So what we can tell the user that you can upload multiple files to our S3, no problem. But once all your files get uploaded, then you upload a success file. This particular text file can be an empty text file, and this will be uploaded only if all other files get uploaded to S3 successfully. So this particular success file is nothing but an indicator that all other files are uploaded already in our S3. So after this, if the copy command get executed, it will ingest the complete data. It is not like partially data will be loaded and some data will not be loaded because they are arriving late. That problem will not appear. Okay. So what we have to implement in Airflow scheduling system? We can schedule our job at 4 p.m. It is fine, no problem. But when the job will start at 4 p.m., it will not directly execute this particular Talend job which is executing the copy command. First, what it will do, it will check in this particular S3 location the success file arrived or not. If the success file arrived, then it will trigger the Talend copy command job. But if the success file is not yet arrived, it will wait for some time, and then again maybe after 2-3 minutes it will check whether success file arrived or not. If it is not arrived, it will again wait for some time. After 5 minutes or 6 minutes, again it will check whether success file arrived or not. Like that, up to a certain amount of time, it will wait for the success file, and with a certain time interval, it will check whether success file arrived or not. If within that particular time range also success file is not arriving, that means maybe in the user side there is some issue in generating the payload or file, something that kind of problem might be there for which success file they are not sending. So what we will do, we will not execute this Talend copy command job and we will fail our Airflow job. Okay. So this whole architecture is based on the file sensor concept, that this particular file sensor will basically check whether success file arrived or not, and this is basically indicator that whether all the files got successfully uploaded or not, because success file the partner company or vendor company will only send once all the files are uploaded. I hope the concept is clear to you, right? So now let's try to understand how to implement this in Airflow. Okay, so here let me go to the Airflow code first. So here if you see, I am doing all the necessary imports what we usually do. Only a new thing is this one. From airflow.providers.amazon.aws.sensors.s3 import S3 key sensor. So this S3 key sensor can be used to check whether one particular success marker file arrived or not. Okay. And then here we configured our default properties for Airflow and we created the DAG object. Now here S3 bucket. So this is basically our landing directory where the partner company is sending the files, or the vendor company or third party company is sending the file. Okay. So within this particular bucket, maybe the directory name where they are sending the file is landing directory. Okay. And there we need to have the success.txt file. If the success.txt is available, that means the third party company has uploaded all the file. Now how to check whether this file is available in S3 or not using this particular S3 key sensor? That is basically this command. That is with DAG S3 key sensor we are using task ID. We can give any task ID or task name. Then bucket name, that is in this particular bucket it will look for the file. Okay. Then bucket key. Here in bucket key I have mentioned within the bucket the complete directory and the file name what it will look for. Okay. So within our this particular bucket in landing directory success.txt should arrive, right? And AWS connection ID. So we need to provide AWS access key and secret key so that it can easily query our S3 location and check whether the file arrived or not. Okay. Mode is poke. So it is nothing but kind of a polling nature. So polling interval is 5 seconds, and with each 5 second interval it will try to find out whether success file arrived or not. Like that, it will continuously poke with 5 second interval for 1200 seconds. Okay. And after 1200 seconds also, if the file is not arrived, then it will fail the tag. It will not execute the next task. Okay. Now, if the file arrives within 1200 seconds, right, then what will happen? It will go to the next layer. So here what I am doing, I am basically executing a shell script. This shell script I am executing using bash operator. And I have already explained how to deploy a Talend job as a shell script. So what we will do, our copy command, which is basically getting triggered by a Talend job, that job we have exported as a shell script and that we are running using bash operator. Okay, right? So in this particular Airflow EC2 directory, the Talend shell script should be available. So that we will make it available when we will do that installation part. And then here in the DAG, we have set up the dependency. First, the key sensor will work. Once the success file is available, then only this particular copy command should be executed. Okay, as simple as that. There is nothing new. S3 key sensor, this is basically our new input what we have to do just to sense the file. Okay, now this is our Airflow code. Now this is our Talend job. It is a very simple job. What I have done, first I have created a Snowflake connection, and then here in the TDB row I am executing a copy into command. So copy into our table name IDs dataset 1 from the external stage, file format CSV file format, which we will create beforehand, and the pattern is CSV. That is, I want to only copy the CSV files. Okay, so this is a very simple copy command, right? Once it get executed, we are committing it and closing the connection. A very simple Talend job, right? So first what I need to do, I need to create a table and external stage. So let me quickly do those things. So here first I will log into AWS Management Console. And here I can go to S3, and in S3 here I am having my bucket. Within the bucket here I have created 3 folders. One is code base, where all the codes will be available, which we need to import in our EC2 machine where Airflow will be running. Landing directory is basically where the third party company is ingesting the data, and logs is basically just for logs capture. Okay, so to this particular landing directory we need to create an external stage from where copy command will be executed, right? So here let me quickly do that. So here I am first dropping a database, creating a database. Using that database, I am creating a table with the name IDs dataset 1. And here I have followed the schema of our popular IDs dataset, which is having the ID as first column, which is number data type, then sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width are basically double data type, and the class name is basically string data type, right? So here I will quickly execute all these commands. and then here I am creating a CSV file format. I will execute that also. So here it is done, and then here file format got created. Now here I am creating an external stage pointing to our landing directory. Okay, so here I am using AWS access key secret key based authentication to integrate between Snowflake and S3, but we can opt for IAM role based authentication for production system, but I already explained in my previous video, right? So here we have created this stage. Currently, if I do list stage, now here we'll have no data because in our landing directory currently there is no file present, right? So that's why it is not showing anything. And then here if we check the table, and here in this table also currently we are having no data because here just now we created the table. There is no data in external stage. We have not executed any copy command. So in this particular table there will be no data, right? So here what I will do as a first step now, here copy command is ready, our talent job is ready. All I will do, I will export this particular talent job first. So for that, in my Windows system, let me first create a directory. So here I will create a directory, maybe talent demo yt. Okay, here I will basically export my talent job. So all I need to do, I need to select my job, ETL runner, and then here build job I can click. I can browse the talent demo yt folder to basically export this zip and make sure all these are checked, and then here I can click on finish. Okay, so our talent job is exported. Now let us go to the directory. Here you can see this ETL runner zip file is available, and if we unzip this, here this is the information ETL runner, this particular folder we will get, within which our ETL runner Windows batch file as well as our shell script both are available, right? So we can now basically upload this particular zip file only in S3 and then unzip in EC2 after downloading from S3, right? So all this we can do in installation command. So Airflow installation, how to do quickly using UserData Script, that I already discussed in my previous video. That same concept I am going to use here. Only extra things what we need to do is, because we want to run our talent job in Airflow which is running in EC2, and talent need Java. So for that we need to install Java also. So sudo apt get install openjdk 8 jdk, this command I have added extra. Apart from that, if you see S3 key sensor, this is a new thing, right? So for that, one extra pip installation we have to do. If you see this point, pip install Apache Airflow provider Amazon Apache Hive, this I am adding as extra line which was not present in our previous video. And another thing is, what we are doing here, that the talent job, the DAG code will be uploading in our code base directory within the same bucket, and that we are basically downloading in home Ubuntu DAGs. This will be our DAGs folder. So once the ETL runner zip file will be downloaded in our EC2, then we need to unzip that, right? Because after unzipping only we will get that shell command, right? So we will basically unzip that using this unzip command. So we have installed unzip also here. So these are the few changes what we have done in UserData Script. Rest, it is same as we discussed earlier, and we are capturing all the logs in the logs directory. Okay. So let me quickly upload both of these in our logs directory. I will open the bucket in a new tab, and then here I will go to code base. I will click on upload, add files, and here from desktop I will upload my Dag code. So here Dag code is uploaded, and apart from that I will upload my talent zip file also. So this is the one I'll upload. So here both got uploaded successfully. Now what we can do, we can open AWS Management Console in a new tab, and I can go to EC2 and I can launch an EC2 instance where the Airflow will be installed, Java will be installed, talent code will be downloaded, it will be unzipped, and then it will be ready to run it. Okay. So Airflow runner I have written, and Ubuntu machine I can choose. And then here I can choose this particular Amazon machine image, and then here because I need Postgres, so I need to choose T2 small, and keep here it is showing Mumbai region, so let me change this region to maybe US East 1, because my all these buckets are basically in US East 1, so I am choosing US East 1 EC2. So here I can give the name as Airflow cluster Ubuntu machine I can choose. And then here T2 small I can choose. And then here key pair I can choose one existing key pair. And then here in advanced details I can choose the IAM role which is having access to S3 from EC2 because I need to execute AWS S3 CP command from EC2. And then here, keeping all other properties unchanged, I will upload my UserData Script. Okay, so the script name is Airflow install.sh. Okay, so I'll go to desktop and here I will search for that. So this is the one, right? And then all I can do, I can launch the instance. And let the instance launch. So how we can understand that everything is installed? That is basically in our logs directory. Once the user data script will be exited, that time it will copy the logs to this particular logs directory, right? So once we able to see the logs in this location, that time we can understand that the installation is complete. So let us wait for some time because here lot of things it need to install. And once all these things are installed, we can enter in this particular EC2 instance using putty. Okay. And to access Airflow UI, what I will do, I will edit the inbound rule and I will allow all traffic as of now just to access Airflow UI, and I'll save the rule. So here instance is running, let it run. We need to wait until and unless these particular logs get generated. So it's been some time and here you can see the user data execution.log got uploaded. So here you can download the logs and inspect that whether any error occurred or not. So I am proceeding with EC2 putty login. So here I can open putty and here let me log in using PPK based authentication. That key pair I am using what I configured while launching the EC2 instance, and here Ubuntu. So here we are now within Ubuntu machine. Okay, I will change the setting connection time interval. I will change to 10 seconds and I will apply it. Okay, so here this particular script has done all activities for us. If you want, you can check there. For example, this is our DAGs directory. If you go to this DAGs directory and here if you do ls, here you can see the ELT runner zip file got unzipped and that folder is available within which our shell script is available. Hello world.py is basically nothing but our Dag Code that is also available, right? So within ELT runner, we are having our shell script. So that same shell script we are calling using bash operator and we are running the Talend job, right? So this is how you can execute Talend job using Airflow, one of the simplest approach. And now what we can do, I can start the Airflow web server and Airflow scheduler. Okay. So for that, I need to enter in the virtual environment what is created by our user script, and maybe I can execute Airflow DB init, which is totally optional. And here I can start Airflow web server. So here Airflow web server is started. Now what I can do, I can duplicate the session and here I can launch Airflow scheduler. So here this is our Airflow scheduler. I will start the scheduler. Okay. So once the scheduler is started, Airflow UI we can access using the public IP of the EC2 machine. So this is our public IP :8080 is port number. If we try to log in here, see Airflow UI is coming up. Username is nothing but Airflow and password we have configured admin@123 exclamatory mark. So where we have configured these things is already done in Airflow installation command. If you see this line, Airflow user create with username Airflow, the password admin@123 exclamatory mark, right? So that one we have done, and here you can see our Dag code hello world is available. So what this hello world tag is doing, basically first, maybe suppose for example at 4 p.m. the DAG gets scheduled or triggered. Okay, now what will happen? First, it will sense whether the success file is available in the directory or not. If it is not available, it will not execute the Snowflake copy command. If it is available, then only it will basically ingest the data from S3 to Snowflake using the copy command. Okay. So we will inspect that. So currently in landing directory nothing is there. So what I can do, maybe I can duplicate this in a new terminal, or later we can do, not a problem. Let me first trigger the tag, okay, and we'll inspect how S3 sensor is working. But currently initially it will fail. Why it will fail? Because here if you see this particular AWS default, this particular we have not configured. How the Airflow will connect with our AWS, that we need to make sure, right? So for that, what we can do, anyway, this particular place where our Airflow is running, that is having S3 access, but still we need to configure this one for any other usage. So here what you can do, you can go to connections, and in connections here you will get one AWS default connection, this one. So you can just edit this one, and here AWS access key and secret key you can put, okay. So here Airflow access key, and this is our AWS secret key, okay, and we can save this one. So here it is saved. Now let's go back to our DAG. So here see the DAG is running. It has not failed. Might be the reason is that EC2 where the Airflow is running, that is having S3 access. So let's go to the graph and let's see the logs, what it is doing there, okay. So here let's open this particular logs in a new tab. And here you can see it is continuously poking with 5-second interval. If you see at 32 it poked, then at 37, then at 42, that is each 5-second interval it is checking whether success file is available or not. Because it is not available, it is not going to the next step. So let me do one thing, let me upload some data here. So here what I will do, I will go to desktop, and there I will go to Talend and maybe iris flower. So here the Setosa file let me upload. So maybe here let's consider the user uploaded one file, and still he need to upload multiple files, okay. So if we have not kept this particular success file sensor, then directly partial copy command load will happen, and that is not a good design system, right? And let me maybe upload another file. The user has uploaded another file. Suppose this is the last file where the third party user need to upload. Now if I execute the select start from this particular iris dataset one, currently still we don't have any data because success file is not uploaded yet. So once all the files are uploaded, one empty success.txt file the vendor company can upload. As soon as it is uploaded, you will see what will happen here. In the next poke, it will success. So see, success criteria met. As soon as success will happen, if I refresh this job here, now see this particular code is getting executed, okay, which is basically executing that Talend shell script, which is executing that copy command, okay. And in that copy command, we have written such that only the CSV file it will try to ingest. It will not consider that success.txt file. That will be ignored using this pattern command, right? So no problem on that. And here you can see that our copy command job, which is getting triggered using Talend shell script, that is also executed. So now if I execute select start from this particular dataset, I will able to see our iris dataset, which is from Setosa category and Virginica category. Okay. So using this way, we can easily schedule any Talend job using Airflow. Basically, we can export the job first as shell script, and we can schedule that particular shell script using Airflow bash operator. And obviously, this particular FileSensor plays a major role in downstream automation, okay. So that's why the heading of this particular PPT I have given that smart monitoring for file arrival and ETL activation with FileSensor. So the ETL job or ELT job, which is basically that Snowflake copy command, or rather you can put any complex transformation job, that is getting executed only when file arrives. It is not like as soon as it is 4 PM then and there it will execute, okay. And suppose within that particular time zone, that here we have configured in this particular code, right, that for 1200 seconds it will wait for file. If within that also the file is not available, then it will fail the job, okay, right. So let me show you that example also. Maybe let me consider the timeout as 15 seconds, okay, and I will save this particular job. And what I will do here, basically in this particular landing directory, I will delete all these existing files just to show you a fresh demo, and I'll permanently delete this. And everything got deleted. So now here in our landing directory nothing is available, and all we need to do, we need to basically copy this particular code, and we need to update our tag with 15-second timeout, right? So here what I will do, I will basically duplicate this particular session and log in as Ubuntu I will do, and then here I can go to this particular directory, which is our tags directory, and then here I can do ls, and I can delete the existing Dag code. So rm hello world.py, and then vi. Using this vi command, I can basically write this particular code, and then here I can do write and quit. Okay, right? So that way our Airflow code got updated. So let's see if I refresh this particular console. So here now if I go to code, so here you will see that in this particular place the timeout is configured as 15, right? So what I will do now, I will go back to DAGs. I will trigger the DAG now again. So here in our landing directory, currently no file is available and success file is also not available. So suppose now you schedule the job at maybe 6:24 p.m. So what will happen? The DAG will start running. So here DAG started running. Let us go to that particular DAG run. So here maybe I can go to this particular DAG. So here you can see currently success marker or success checker or success sensor step is running. If I go to logs, here you will see after 3 times poking, when it will not get that particular file, the job failed. And here see it is throwing an exception or error, Airflow sensor timeout. Sensor has timed out. So what you can understand from this particular error, that within that particular time duration after our scheduled time also, the all file upload from the third party company is not complete, for which success file is not available and for which our job failed. You can maybe have a follow up with the third party company that why you have not completed all the file upload on time, right? But here you can see that here the timeout we have kept 15 seconds and each 5-second interval we are poking. So total 3 poke happened or 3 poll happened for success file, and that's what it is showing. Okay. If you go to DAG's diagram, here let me go to the failed job. So here you can see that our copy command which is getting triggered using Talend, that is not executed, right? And here it is showing this yellow color, and yellow color is indicating upstream failed because the success file check itself failed, so it is not moving ahead. Okay, so using this, the downstream job we can control using this kind of sensor. I hope you understood this. This is all for this video. If you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment. Subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.